Good morning, everyone. Happy Saturday. What a beautiful day it is. Wanted to get on here early, get this finished up. We're almost done. Just have to do a little bit of shading, paint his hair, paint the pupils of his eyes, his jacket, and the, what do you call them, screws? Bolts, that's what they are, bolts. And then I have to paint the banners, the background of the banners, and this Frankenstein fence maker is done. So this is where we left off. What I need to do is do some shading underneath his forehead here. And what I like to do is I like to use Hauser medium green. And all I do is I paint the whites of the eyes and then his irises, and then I shade. I don't like to do it after I do the pupils because I don't want this color on the pupils. So I just go over the whites and everything. I just go across. Because I want the shadow to come down onto the whites of his eyes. And I need to do just a little bit better on this side. I need some more color down there. And still, I need that to be a little bit wider to suit me. And what that does, I feel, is it just casts a shadow onto the whites of his eyes. And kind of just helps pull the overhang of his forehead forward by, and then also to pushing his face back a little bit. And I just kind of do it very lightly. This is a little bit darker than what I wanted, but... And then what I do is I will go back and just shade onto his face only, just to darken it up a little bit. And if I get that shading down a little bit further than what I want, I can use a Q-tip and just lightly wipe it away. Because I did get it down a little bit further than I normally do. Or I can just go back and paint the whites. So we'll see how that ends up looking once I get those pupils painted. So let's go ahead and do that now. And get his hair painted as well. And also his nails. I'm just going to use your typical black. And once I get these pupils painted, you'll kind of see how it kind of all comes together. And we need to dot his eyes as well. I have another adorable Halloween fence peeker that I'm actually going to start on today. So once I finish this up, and I'll glue this offline, get my photos taken and my listing created, I'll be back to start on that other fence peeker. And I think it's going to be absolutely adorable. Okay, we'll let his eyes dry really, really good. Get these fingernails painted. Now, I did make a correction to this file. So, if you watched yesterday, the body of Frankenstein, and I don't know why I did this. I don't understand why I did it, but it actually looked different. And I guess I did it to help with the gluing of the hands placement, but then after I thought about it, you might not want to glue the hands exactly there. You might want to glue them wherever. You might want them tilted a certain way. You might want them closer together or further apart. And by me putting the outline of the hands as part of the body, kind of locks you in to gluing the hands exactly how I did it. And so I went ahead and removed that from the body, and then also too from the file. So if you happen to catch that and wonder why it looks so different today compared to yesterday, that is why. I never like to lock people into having to do things a certain way. Now, also too, if you follow my page, I made an announcement yesterday that I am offering an annual license to cut and sell DIY wood blanks. I'm charging $89.95, and I actually have it on sale for 10% off, and it'll be for this weekend only. I've been thinking about that for quite some time, whether I wanted to do it or not, and I made the decision yesterday to go ahead and do it. Now on my listings it says that I'm the only authorized distributor, but I did change my frequently asked questions section and dated it, and that takes precedence over my frequently asked questions section, or my listing rather, on Etsy. So that is now available. I'm going to give it a try. And we'll see. Now that'll give you, you can cut unlimited wood kits. Some people have it to where you can only use it X amount of time. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to allow you to cut unlimited wood kits. So we'll see. And I don't know how long I'll keep that license. I might, just make it to the end of the year only. But if you were to purchase the license, you're going to get one whole year from the date of your purchase. Your receipt that you get from Etsy will be, your proof of your license. Along with you're going to get a PDF that you can download, and that'll be proof as well. And then you just have to go in and repurchase on an annual basis. Now, if I, for some reason, decide to discontinue it and you do purchase it and you want to renew it, I will create a special listing for you and let you renew it. If I choose to, discontinue that license. I haven't, I don't know. So I'm just putting out some fresh white paint and using a stylus to dot the eyes. And when doing this, you always want to use fresh paint. And the reason why is, one, it comes off the stylus easier. Two, it will give you, you know, the circle, the dot, however you want to say it. Where if the paint is not fresh and it's starting to dry up, it might be not give you the results that you want. I'm going to tidy up some of this shading. I did. All right. One more coat of this black. I do know that I need to put another coat on here. I don't know if I'll be shading these at all. I think I'm just gonna leave them. So I'm just using the Hauser light green to paint this banner. And what I decided is the colors I'm going to paint my banner is I kind of want to stay in the same color scheme of what I've been doing. So I'm going to do black, orange, green. I'm going to paint his jacket purple. And then I think the other color I'm going to throw into the mix will be like an antique gold yellow. So I think yellow will go good. So that's my plan. All right. Now we're gonna paint his bolts, but we also have a piece that we glue on there as well. Just to give it a little bit more dimension. So I want to be careful painting his shirt. So I'll do what I can with the sponge. I'm using a color called Lavender. And really, I should have painted this first, to be honest with you. I'm just going to be extra careful with shading, so I don't get it on his face. these banners purple. do think I'll paint one of these marigold. I think that's a good color of yellow to blend in with the rest of these. And then we'll paint that other one, Spice Pumpkin. And these will be good to go. This is going to be a pretty colorful banner. Maybe the things that I put on it are not going to be all that colorful. They're just basic elements. But these are good colors for Halloween. Okay. Now I think I want to do some dry brushing of the highlighting because I really want his shoulders to be pretty light around the curves. and pretty wide. So I'm going to use a color called Wild Orchid, and one of my bigger blending brushes. And that's really hard to see on the camera, but I always like to do my dry brushing in increments. Because you can get too much on there too quickly. And then what I'll do is I'll go back and float this, and that will tidy up the edges. And then to, you know, dry brushing is just a very subtle way of adding color, whether it be a darker color or a lighter color. It's just very subtle. See, and that just brightens it up, cleans it up better, and just kind of magnifies that dry brushing that I did. I might have got a little bit more than really what I wanted, but I'm going to use grape juice to do my shading. Really, you're not going to see underneath this chin because I think that's about exactly where it comes up on the fence. But I'll still just go around and shade underneath it. I'll definitely need to go back because I want that a little bit darker. And then I'll go around his bolts as well. This color is a tricky color to float with sometimes. You have to kind of be really careful because you're going to get way more than what you wanted. It can be a pretty dark color. I think that's good enough. So I'll use the gray sky to do his bolts. So we'll let that dry pretty good. I think what I'll do is I'll go ahead and glue his hair on. It just kind of completes him, doesn't it? And he's looking pretty cute. I love him. All right, so let me get my banners out here. And decide what I want where. I think that's probably pretty good. I was thinking about doing the bat on the yellow. Maybe I'll do it on the green. I don't know. Kind of hard to decide. Part of me kind of feels that well, if I had a smaller bat, but I don't. So I think probably, and this ghost is to be tilted a little bit. So I'm kind of thinking that's a good combination. Like I said, it's going to be pretty colorful. So let me move this out of the way. Yeah, I have him at an angle. that's too much glue. So that's where we're at on the banner. I think that's going to be very colorful. Just add a whole lot of color to this fence peeker. And I'm going to go ahead and glue these on now. And then I'll see if I want to do some shading on them. Now what I'll do is I'll glue his hands off camera, because honestly these marks right here are not correct. But so it's because I did redo the pattern. But what you do is I have spacers, and you just glue them onto the designated marked area which like I said, this one isn't correct. And then what I do is I glue that, and then I take it over, and then I decide the placement of the hands, and then what I do is I glue my hands on top of the spacer. And that's how I get my everything aligned up the way I want it. So, well, that is it for this project. And I'm really happy with the way it turned out. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's so cute. Screams Halloween, very colorful. And I'll be back later on today to start something new. So hopefully you'll join me. So until next time, take care. Bye-bye.